Hi guys, welcome back. It is another cook with me video. This time I am doing more of a food prep freezer meals idea. I actually started filming this video over a week ago, and as we can see, the pandemic and the world has changed very, very quickly. So I think this is a perfect timing to share this with you. This video is very basic cooking. You can take anything from the pantry that you have and come up with some of these meals. So I've really focused on jar food because after going to the grocery store, you cannot buy some of the basics at the moment, but there seems to be lots of jars to make curries, sauces, and that sort of thing. So I thought this would be a really good one to share. So I'll quickly edit it and put it together for you. What I'm making up first is a curry, sausage, and veg meal. We cook this up, freeze it, portion it out and freeze it, and then just serve with rice because all the veggies are already in there. I raided my pantry. I had potatoes, onions. In the fridge I had some carrot and I had some frozen peas and corn. These packet of sausages came in the groceries that week, and I added all into the pot with a tablespoon of some curry powder. I've had that in the pantry for ages. My secret to this one though is you add in a jar of salsa, some kind of salsa. It just brings really good flavour to it. Let it all simmer down, and because I'm super lazy and like to cook with one pot, I literally get my spoon and break all the sausages up once they're cooked, and it is a perfect meal. The next one I'm using is a chicken tonight mustard curry chicken sauce. And keeping it real simple. I usually look at the packet or the jar and see that this one here had carrots through it, so I've pulled out extra carrots and again some extra onions to really beef up the meal. So although I add chicken to it, you could add lentils, you could add chickpeas, you could add potatoes, you could just keep it pure vegetarian and put more veggies into it. I'm just trying to get a jar that usually recommends 500 grams of chicken and stretching it that little bit further and putting more veggies into it. So I've actually got a meal that can last a little bit further. So all of these pot meals here usually give us a family 2 to 3 meals. So these next two ones here are going to be a curry chicken sort of dish. Again, I feel like everything in this one's chicken apart from my sausages, which are pork. Anyway, so this one here, I use a brand called Sharwood's. It's in a jar. I get it from Coles. And again, I pretty much look at the jar and can see it's got lots of red in it. So capsicum, tomatoes. I beef it up with some onion. You could also put in some grated zucchini. If you've got little ones and you're trying to hide some veggies, you could also wilt down some spinach through it. Just some things to bulk it up. I always add onion to these dishes, and then I pretty much look at the front and go from there. This one here we will most likely serve with extra veggies on the side, so probably some carrots, maybe some broccoli, just so the kids have got more variety with this one here because it is more of a sauce than full of veggies. My other little tip is with this particular one here, so this one here was the tikka masala Sharwood's brand jar of curry, I always put in 1 or 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. It just helps cut down the chicken and make the chicken really tender, and it just gives a really nice flavour to the sauce. I don't know if this is like a hidden secret or if anyone else does something like that, but yeah, a really good one to add a little bit of Greek yogurt if you have it. My other little tip, and I love to do it, and I did do it with this one here, is I love to freeze my meat. So this here is chicken, and then take it out and leave it on the bench for an hour or two and then cut it. I love cutting meat for these sort of curries when they're frozen because the chicken just holds its shape and it's not like sloppy and flopping around everywhere, if you know what I mean. That's a couple of little tips right there for you. And this here is one of my favorites, I think because I grew up with it and I love sweet. So this is a Canton, and I think this brand's been around forever. Canton sweet and sour. So what I do with mine, again, I add the veggies I can see on the front, which is usually carrot. I actually had some fresh pineapple, so I chucked in loads of fresh pineapple. I also always add an onion to it just to bulk it up. This one's really good too if you've got some capsicum. I didn't have any and I couldn't get any in the store, which is totally fine. But if I did have capsicum, I would be adding some green and some red capsicum to this one here. Again, just to really bulk it up. You do not have to use chicken. You can keep it vegetarian. You could add chickpeas, whatever you have, that's fine. Just to, again, make that jar go that little bit further. I thought I'd quickly add into not just some dinner freezer meals. These ones here are actually some homemade pickle onions. I basically just chop up an onion, put it in a glass jar, add a little bit of salt and some white vinegar, and that is homemade pickle onion. Really nice, cheap, cost effective, and if you can't get it in the stores, you can make your own. And the last thing I'm doing here is I purchased a 12 pack of croissants. I had these delivered on that day where I could still get online shopping done through Coles, and you can't now, and before this whole pandemic really kicked into gear, for some reason I thought I'd do some breakfast prep. So half of these ones, so 6 of them, I've got some cheese and some ham I've taken out the freezer, and I'm making some ham cheese croissants that I'm going to put into some bags, take the air out of them and put them in the freezer. Then the remaining 6, it's actually the remaining 4 because my kids had 2 croissants with their morning tea on this day. The remaining 4 I just again portioned up into some Ziploc bags, pushed out as much air as I could because obviously if there's air in the bag, that's how you get frostbite on, or freezer burn I should say, on freezer items. So just took the air out of them, put them in freezer bags, and I have got 10 morning tea, breakfast, snacks, lunch sandwich ideas, but all I have to do is take them out the freezer, let it thaw for a little bit, pop them in the oven and cook them up, and I've got 10 little snacks meals ready to go. That's it from me today, guys. I hope this video has given you some ideas on how you can do a bit more freezer meal preparation. I hope you keep well, I hope you are safe, and we'll be talking again very soon. Bye!